For me, one of the very best parts of spring is walking out into my garden and seeing the explosion of color of flowers at this time of year. It's not like the full summer flowers, it's those first flowers of spring. We've got a couple of stone fruit trees, apricots and nectarines and cherries, and the contrast of these bright, vibrant flowers against the dark, almost seemingly dead wood is it's just brilliant. We've also got a number of native hibiscus around the property, and they just explode with color. And after a long, cold, dark winter, it makes me happy. And oftentimes that's the effect that when we talk about kindness, which is today's fruit of the Spirit. Because kindness, I think, often gets overlooked. We think it's overly simplistic. It doesn't have a lot of guts and meaning. Love and joy and peace are these really big concepts where kindness is just like, it's not just being nice to people, which it is, but we forget the profundity that goes behind kindness. I'm very fortunate to know a fairly fantastic person who goes out of her way to compliment strangers. It's just something she's always done. And whether it's a woman's dress or someone's tattoos, she really likes tattoos, or it's a person's scarf or their hair, she just finds a way to say kind things to strangers, whether it's in line or in a checkout person or just randomly on the street. And it's fascinating to watch people's responses because this is in many ways the breaking of a social taboo, which is it's kind of the point of the exercise. But to watch people's faces light up when someone unexpectedly and undeservedly offers just a little bit of kindness, it's really quite profound for some people. And they often don't know what to say because they're so shocked that a stranger would just be kind to them. We see something similar happen in Jesus' very first miracle. And I should say that there's a lot of deeper meaning behind the wedding at Canaan and when Jesus turns water into wine. And there's a lot of symbolism and there's a lot of subtle things going on that Jesus totally does on purpose. But at its core, it is actually just an act of sheer unmitigated kindness, because in that culture, in that time and place, running out of wine was a huge social faux pas. This would have been embarrassing. This would have been confronting for the hosts. And what's amazing is that Jesus just does it out of kindness. Well, actually, to be fair, and this is a whole other devotion, he actually loses an argument with his mother about whether or not he should or shouldn't do it, which is a whole other debate that God can lose an argument to his mom. That's an aside. But Jesus' act is, at its core, an act of kindness. And it's his first miracle. It's not showy, it's not impressive, it's not dramatic. It's just simple kindness. And how often we forget that kindness, even in its smallest acts, has such great power. I think we often think kindness is linear, but actually if we were all to do small acts of kindness, it wouldn't be a linear experience, it'd be an exponential experience. Because that's how the human psyche works. We thrive off of kindness, both giving and receiving. And so today, what is your small act of kindness that might seem insignificant to you, but to the person has so much more significance than you could possibly appreciate? Is it buying a cup of coffee for a colleague who's struggling? Or is it holding the door for someone? Or is it just going out of your way to make a student laugh because you know they haven't laughed in a while? Let's not forget that kindness is not overly simplistic. It's actually the core of what it means to be a healthy, functioning human being, to simply reach out to others in kindness, the way God calls us to.